What it do? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dante Boxing Nation. Subscribe below and let's get straight to it.
So I got asked by a Canelo fan, why is Canelo getting hated so much for the draw that he got versus Golovkin? And that was actually a pretty good question. And I got the answer to that too. So the reason why we talk about it in a little bit, but first of all, I just want to say, if it wasn't for the judge to begin with, the judge that's paid off by Golden Boy, and we all know it because there's a lot of judges that are paid off by promoters and shit. And one of them is this judge. He was or she was paid by Golden Boy, and that's a fact. Like, that's not even an opinion, because it happened over and over again. Versus Lara, the scorecard was, what was it? Something like the same scorecard that he had versus Golovkin, and I had with Lara winning that fight. And, with the draw that he got versus Floyd Mayweather, of course she got fired, but how do you lose all around and get a draw? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we know Golden Boy be paying judges to give Canelo decisions and shit, but they should have paid for two, not one, because you got to do the math, in order for Canelo to win the fight. If two judges gonna have it right, so what if you pay one judge, But to each his own. Now, if the judge had it 115, 113 Canelo, I promise you half of this wouldn't even be discussed about. Like, a robbery wouldn't even exist. But the fact that the scorecard was 118, 110, that's what caused a lot of fans to be like, oh, it's a robbery, this and that, you know what I mean? But as far as the fight itself, I don't know how. Probably if you're in an arena, you thought Golovkin was landing a lot of shots he was throwing, but nah, that's not the case. Actually, Canelo was making him miss all night, However, that's not why a lot of people thought Golovkin won. I'm talking about Hispanic people. I'm talking about Mexican people that I know in real life that was going for Canelo, but after the fight, they would tell you Golovkin won, and I'm like, well, you're not even gonna go for your guy? Like, it was actually a draw, I scored it a draw. But I remember I didn't watch the first round. As soon as I walked in, I asked a Canelo fan, like I said, I was like, yo, who's winning? The first round was already over. And he said Golovkin. He won the first round. I was like, oh, okay. But when I watched the fight again, actually, Canelo won the first round. Golovkin didn't land shit. Look, just because you go forward don't mean you're winning the fight. But how come, his own fans thought he lost? That's the question. Forget the judges. Forget the 18-110. Of course, that influenced that. But why do you think Canelo fans, his own fans in real life, forget online fans, I'm talking about his own fans, think he lost? Of course, most of them are casual, but some of them know a little bit about boxing, and they still saying, oh, Canelo lost. And that kind of threw me off, when I was like, oh shit. That's why I didn't even try to argue. I was like, even though I had Canelo winning, you got Canelo fans, his own fans admitting he lost. So I was like, man, you know what? Let me watch this shit again when I go back home. So I watched it again, and honestly, I could give it to Canelo, but I was like, you know what? Because of the effort and Golovkin gave, Golovkin was, he took a lot of punishment, and he was taking it like it was nothing. He was still applying a lot of pressure. So I gave it a draw then. The first 3 rounds was for Canelo. I don't know, the 6th one, I think I gave it to Canelo, and the last 2 or something like that. And even the rounds that Golovkin did so good in, I forgot what round. I think it was 9 or 8 or 10. One of those rounds. Canelo landed in that round 3 crazy punches. One of them was the same punch that knocked out Khan, the overhand, right? In that same round, I gave it to Golovkin, even though Canelo rocked his ass twice with huge punches, but Golovkin ate him. But he also did the same shit to Canelo. However, Canelo ate them shots too. You can't just be like, oh, he hit harder, so you got to give him the points for hitting harder. Nah, he's eating it. He's not showing you any, side effects, or his legs ain't shaking and none of that. When he rocking Golovkin ain't flinching either. So you gotta count like which one is the clear shot and give more points to that person. But however, like I'm just saying how close the fight is, because it'd be like portions, like Morales said, portion of the fight, Canelo will win it the first half, and then the second half, Golovkin would win it. However, some rounds like Canelo first half be better than Golovkin second half. So who you give the round to? You got to give it to Canelo. But before we get into like huge details, because if you do what I just said, you're going to give the fight to Canelo. It ain't going to end up being a draw. However, as far as what people think and say, like, think about it this way. Canelo always talk about, oh, this guy ran like Lara. You know, oh, he was running all night. It was a marathon, right? You know, that was his excuse. He wants somebody to bang with him, Mexican style. So Golovkin wasn't even fighting Mexican style. You think Chavez, you know, if Chavez Senior fought, like, let's say he was 160 pounds, I'm just saying, he fought Canelo, like, you think he won't go to the Canelo body? Like, you know, what's the main punch that Hispanic people known for? Great legends like Salvador Sanchez and Chavez known for? The hook to the body. This is the main punch. And Golovkin didn't even throw it once. You know why? Because he was afraid to get countered upstairs with the uppercut. You know what I mean? Because you catch the hook to the body with your right hand and then counter with the uppercut. And Canelo great at that. That's why he didn't do it. He didn't even do it versus your boy Daniel Jacob, Golovkin. And he called himself Mexican style though. But you won't even throw the main punch that identifies Mexican style. That's like saying Ali style or Muhammad Ali style or whatever, and not throw his jab. Because that's what Muhammad Ali known for, the shuffle and the jab. You know how good his jab was. Or Floyd Mayweather, his right hand and his jabs, you know. But if you're talking about a certain style, like, you know, a boxer is always going to throw that jab. You know what I mean? A guy who comes forward to call himself Mexican style need to always throw that left hook to the body. Canelo threw way more left hooks to the body from round one. Golovkin didn't even throw a hook to the body till like round four. So how is he fighting like Mexican style? But this is the perception though. This is what I'm saying. This is why Canelo getting so much hate, is because of this stupid shit. Canelo been for the longest saying, oh, you know, this guy's a runner. That's why I don't want to fight him. Even Monroe, the guy in his 160, he said he don't want to fight him because he moves too much, right? But like I said, like that's like saying, oh, you can't defeat that style. So that style always will beat you. Is that what you're saying? But neither here or there. Basically what they saying, oh, if I could move, if I move like that, I will beat everybody too. So Canelo has his time to shine, right? He was moving like Floyd Mayweather. He wasn't fighting like Mexican style. He was fighting like Floyd Mayweather versus Golovkin. And that's why Hispanic people didn't like that. They as soon as Canelo was moving backward, no lie, like I watched it live, right? As soon as Canelo was just moving backward, side to side, they were like, oh shit, why he running? He hurt, he's scared. And I'm like, nah, he's just trying to breathe, you know what I mean? Like, he's trying to establish distance. But nah, to them, that's not, you know, moving around, controlling his opponent, you know. No, they viewing it, oh, Golovkin winning this fight easy because he's walking him down. Like, if they see somebody backing up, that's automatically losing to them. You know what I'm saying? So that's how a lot of, from what I saw, that people that thought Canelo lost, and they actual Canelo fans, but never saw so, like, if Golovkin would have knocked out Canelo, he would have got the respect of Hispanic people. He would have been a huge ass star. But the problem is he was hyped. Now, like, let's not forget, he was supposed to knock out Canelo if the hype was real. And we all know that. Like, I'm the one who talked about Golovkin when he first came out. So I ain't hating on nobody. Like, I put people on Golovkin. But I knew where, as far as where he goes, like, as far as his skill set. Like, did y'all see when he fought Canelo, did y'all see him throw his jab to the body and set him up with the right hand upstairs like Floyd Mayweather known for? Like, did you see any jabs to the body? Even from the outside, right hands to the body, like hooks to the body when he's in the inside. He don't like to go fight in the inside, like, believe it or not. When he pressures you, he keep his distance. Golovkin, when he pressures you, he keep his distance. And what he do after that, he backs you up, and that's what he's more comfortable at. He breathes. He don't get tired by pressuring you. It's not like, oh, like the strategy Muhammad Ali or Floyd Mayweather used versus Foreman or Conor McGregor. Like, it's not that formula. Like, Canelo, if he had that in mind, oh, okay, I'm gonna tire him out, then go back him up later. Nah, like, Golovkin ain't gonna get tired going forward. He'll get tired going backward. The reason why I say that is, think about it this way. Golovkin, see, when you back away from an opponent, it's usually like you wanna get establish a certain distance and then find your range and then start putting the work again. You just need space just to see what's things going on. Take a break, you know what I mean? Walk around, breathe. You know, that's what you usually do when you move around if you're a great fighter. You know, control your opponent, make him walk into some shit. And Canelo was doing that half of the time as portions of the round, you know? But sometimes he would get walked down. Like, most of the times he went to the rope because he wanted to. He wanted to take a breathing. You know, we get to that later, but as far as the point I'm trying to make is that when Canelo trying to, backing up and trying to breathe and stuff like that, he's trying to just, breathe and get his gas tank up, right? However, Golovkin, he's doing the same shit while he pressuring you, while he backing you up. He ain't gonna be intense anymore like you there in the inside fighting with him. He knows you backing up, you trying to establish distance. He knows the distance you could punch him at. So he's 100% relaxed, breathing from his mouth. And when that happens, he's just backing you up. And after that is, once he cut off the ring, that's when he intense up, tighten the body, and then go on the attack. But like I said, Golovkin was taking his breathings just like Canelo. When Canelo was backing up, controlling the ring, whatever he's doing, Golovkin at the same time, while he's walking you down, he's breathing. Because that's what he's great at. Like, he's relaxing. He's not burning no energy chasing you. Nah, because he's chilling. That's what Canelo should have known. Canelo tired himself moving around because he's not staying relaxed and he gained more muscles and stuff. So, and that's not what he's great at, like Floyd. So Floyd could move around, stay composed, relaxed, rigging the walk you to some shit while he's chilling and not wasting that much energy. However, Canelo, he's not known for that. So because of that, he's burning on a lot of energy. At the same time, Golovkin is not. He's actually taking a break. When Canelo is the one who trying to take a break. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, Canelo had a wrong game plan to begin with. He should have stayed with there in the pocket with him or try to back him up. Because when he did, Golovkin will actually clinch him. Or out of nowhere, he will back up. When Canelo stay on the ropes for a long time and then try to come off the ropes and fight him, Golovkin will back up straight away, just like Pacquiao did with Floyd Mayweather. Because they don't really want to fight in the inside. But all I'm saying is, basically, why he getting hate is because of his own team. I'm pretty sure that judge was paid off, like I said. If the scorecard was 115, 113, neither of this shit would have took place. As far as all as a robbery and big ass commotion out of it, it was actually a draw. And I picked Canelo to win the fight. Let's not forget, people picked Golovkin to knock out Canelo, like I said. Did he knock Canelo out? He's supposed to be this knockout puncher. And Canelo moving up in weight, so how come he didn't take him out? What happened to Golovkin's skill set and power and all this and that and the hype? Is it not real? Is that what you're saying? Because you happy with the draw? You happy with him winning? Hardly winning? Is that what you're telling me? But like I said, Canelo on the other hand, if you're gonna come to reality, like just come here, look. Forget that opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. Facts is what matter. When it comes to facts, I don't care. When you score a fight, you score it based on ring generalship. Either effective aggression or movement, dancing like Ali, controlling your opponent, right? So I don't care if you just come forward. If you come forward with aggression and you're not landing shit and you getting hit, you ain't winning. I don't care what you tell me. And as far as if you're aggressive and you cutting off the ring, and then you killing your opponent, you know what I mean? Like you landing punches. Then you automatically winning the round, obviously. And when Golovkin did do that, we gave him the round, no question. That's why he actually got 6. But when he just come forward like the first round, 6, the second, third, he getting busted up with punches, and he ain't landing shit. Like he missed so much. People forget Canelo miss so much. That's why Canelo got tired probably of making him miss so much. And Canelo don't get credit for him not showing fatigue. I don't care if y'all know he tired because he not throwing punches, but I'm talking about as far as like when McNugget got tired versus Floyd. You could tell he was tired. Like the way he was breathing, you were like, God damn, this guy need a break. But Canelo, he held it inside. Like if you try to breathe like you're not tired, when you tired, you get more tired. So Canelo is pretending he ain't tired. He not breathing from his mouth open and all that. He trying to keep it cool, right? That's skill in itself. Being calm, that's a skill in itself. That's why Rigondeaux is like got the best poker face. Get hit if he hurt or not, tired or not, same poker face. So you like, I can never read this guy if he hurt or not, tired or not. So that's why you gotta give Canelo his props. Like I don't care if he tired or not, as long as he not showing it. Although I did want him to throw more punches, however, that's not. Like I said, I knew why he wasn't doing it, because of like he not trying to get gassed out in the like 11th round and get stopped probably, But if Golovkin took more risk and went to the body, he could have got Canelo out of there probably. However, at the same time, he could have risked getting countered and getting knocked out himself. That's especially early in the round when Canelo had his power and strength, because then he would actually be able to finish off Golovkin if he hurt him, even though he got a granite chin. And at the same time, if he would have more steam on his punches, because later, like when it came to the 10th, 11th round, when he even landed the same punch he landed on Golovkin, he didn't have the same snap. He didn't have the same energy, And Golovkin seen a lot of those punches coming sometimes. Sometimes he didn't, but Golovkin got a good chin, like I said. But that's why Golovkin didn't take them risks earlier. He risked the fact he got a draw. He should be happy with a draw. I don't know why y'all, man. He kept his freaking titles and he made a lot of money. He's promising a knockout. You were supposed to knock out Canelo. I'm surprised you got a draw out of that performance. But like I said, again, the aggression, just the fact that he was going forward, automatically that won the fight to a lot of people that was watching the fight, even though that's not what it was.
And something that caught my attention was when Sanchez told Golovkin in the corner when Canelo throws an uppercut, catch him with the hook. Now, we all know that's how you counter somebody who throws a right uppercut. You catch him with the hook, right? Just like Danny Garcia knocked out Amir Khan. However, in this case, Golovkin was going forward and he was putting all his weight on his front foot. So all his power was in his left hook, actually. So it's a good thing, right? However, he was leaning forward, so his chin was out there, leaving him open for a right uppercut. And he's not athletic enough to pull back quick and counter with the hook. And we all know that. So basically, he was almost telling him to force an exchange. But if you're going to take a jab to land your overhand, that's a smart exchange because you're not taking that much damage and you're dishing out a lot of damage. Kind of like when Golovkin took a check left hook by Canelo
to land like an overhand, like he did in the 10th round or whatever, when he caught Canelo with the overhand. Like that's okay. At least I understand. Like, as long the punch you're gonna land is better than the punch thrown at you, and you know the punch thrown at you ain't gonna knock you out. However, if you're telling a guy to, take an uppercut to land a punch, like, dude, like an uppercut could knock you out. And then when you get caught with an uppercut, you set up for a hook yourself because your chin gonna be out there in the air. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. Like, I just don't like that advice. Like, but that's how Golovkin is limited. He's so limited that he can't counter an uppercut and land his hook. I would have told my opponent, look, bro, if I was training somebody, I would tell him, yo, avoid the uppercut and land your hook. There's so many ways you could do it. You could act like you your chin is out there and then pull back quick and counter with a hook. Like, I understand if you do that, but don't tell me to take an uppercut and land a hook. so that was hilarious to me, man. You know, but that's how, like I said before, that's how limited Golovkin's set is, that he has to rely on exchanging in order, because he can't counter. He's not a good counter. Like, and if Canelo would throw in a little more combinations, Golovkin will try to exchange instead of actually countering, because he can't counter. He's not that good of a counter. Like I said, to be a counter puncher, you have to have certain skill sets and you have to be gifted. You know what I'm saying? It's different between being gifted and being skillful. Skilled, you could be taught. Like, certain things, you know, Golovkin, he probably, things that Canelo does, you know, the way he was with his defense, he was looking sweet. You know, he wasn't getting caught at all at certain points of the fight, and the crowds was going crazy. However, like I said, Golovkin knows how to do all that. He just can't pull it off because he's not gifted. He's not fast enough with the upper body movement like that, and he can't see punches coming like that. So that's why he would get busted. You know what I mean? And that's why he don't do that. Even though he could, you know what I mean? Like, he knows how to do that. It's just he's not gifted enough to pull it off. That's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, he's limited in a way that he has to rely on exchanging and doing certain things, you know, like pressure and get you to the ropes. But once you there, not go to your body and fight you in the inside. Like, what kind of shit is that? You're still trying to fight in the distance. Kind of like Pacquiao fought Floyd. Like, he gets you, you know what I mean? Like, even though Floyd didn't get cornered much, but my point is, Pacquiao still don't want to go in the inside. Like, he still keep his distance because he knows damn well he's not confident in the inside. That's all I'm saying. He's not an inside fighter. Neither is Golovkin. But yo, you keep using that, like I said, the Mexican style, and he ain't fighting like a Mexican style. And Canelo did this to himself, actually, because at the end of the day, if you kept it 100 and you told everybody, oh, no, that's not running, that's called boxing, then that's going to contradict, though, what you said in the past about Lara. But like I said, you got to keep it 100 all the time and stay consistent. Just because a guy beat you by actually knowing how to move around and defeat you, give him his props instead of saying, oh, no, he was just running. Now you're doing the same shit. So don't be getting mad when people saying you didn't win the fight. Because it's your fans that were listening to you saying, oh, Lara was running. Now you're saying the same shit. You know, they saying the same shit about you. You made your own fans say that. So that's why it's actually kind of for his fans, they lost. You know, but like I said, I keep it 100. Even though I picked Canelo, I didn't think that was running. I think that was smart boxing, even though I would have told him to back him up. I don't care if you get hit with the jab or not, just smother the jab or, you know, counter it with something. He tried to counter it, but he wasn't comfortable enough. He didn't get his range right when he was doing that early on, and then afterwards he lost stamina and speed. You know, he was getting tired, so that takes a lot of stamina when you're trying to counter somebody like that, because you got to wait on them and be intense, and you know, so that's why Canelo never pulled it off. But like I said, I would have had him actually find a different game plan. But in a rematch, I would still pick Canelo because he could improve on certain things. Like I said, Golovkin, he was basic, the same thing. He did it over and over again. You know, he's good at doing the same thing though. But like I said, it's to his credit, but it's also not a good thing because he don't know how to adjust. You know, and I'm not even talking about backing up and fighting off the back foot. I'm just talking about when he come forward, he don't know how to vary his attacks. You know, throw a jab to the body, an uppercut to the body, like, you know, like 2 uppercuts to the body. Have you ever seen Golovkin do what Errol Spence does when he's in the inside? Have you ever seen him go ham to the body with 4 punches to the body? You know what I mean? Like in the inside. No. Errol Spence fought Kell Brook. He did the same shit that he does to Kell Brook that he does to any other opponent. He went to the body like hell. But Golovkin, when he goes versus fighters that can fight, he never go to the body, aka Jacob and Canelo. But like I said, teach your own. He's supposed to be this. Oh, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, all I'm saying, if you think his Mexican style is Golovkin style, then you don't know nothing about Mexican style. Because if that's what they trying to like tell y'all, then they just trying to fool y'all just to get the fans to love Golovkin some more and just watch the kid. You know what I mean? It's promotion shit. However, Mexican style is Chavez Sr. Like I said, you just go forward, move your head, bob and weave. It's not really just getting hit. It's just supposed to have a good aggressive style, good head movement like Tyson. And actually, Tyson was a great example. Great head movement. You go on the inside, hit the body, hit the face. Does he fight like Tyson? That's Mexican style for real. If you ask me, does he fight like Chavez? Does he go to the body like Chavez? Nah, that's Hispanic style. But whatever. All I'm saying is, this is why Canelo getting so much hate, is because he did it to himself, from the judges, from his promoter doing it, from saying, you know, I'm Mexican style too. He's, you know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, go in the ring and moving around. When you call people like Lara a marathon runner, this is boxing. We fight to death, not run to death. So, hey, you did this to yourself. That's all I'm saying. But at the end of the day, in a rematch, I'm still picking Canelo. And in this fight, I think it was a draw, because at the end of the day, like I said, Golovkin was missing a lot of punches, and he was getting countered by crazy shots. I can't just give the round to Golovkin. For what? Getting hit? I don't care if you got a good chin. In order to win the round, you gotta hit and not get hit. If you're gonna hit and get hit yourself, then it's a draw. If that was your plan, all right? So that's all I'm saying. That's what boxing is, and Canelo will win half of the round. Golovkin will win half of the round, the other half of the round. It's a matter of who won the first half better than the other. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes Canelo will win the half of the round, but then the next half he wouldn't throw shit, and he will make Golovkin miss all the rounds. So you like, and Golovkin will only land a couple of jabs. So you like, so who won that shit? So like I said before, that's why it's a draw. And a rematch, I think Canelo will get the better of him due to the fact that he be more chillaxed. He already seen what's coming. He just need to improve on stamina a little bit and just back the man up, man. Don't move away from him so much, because you give him break when you're moving away from him. Just stay in the middle of the ring or back him up. Do one of the two. But anyways, peace out to everybody, you know. Shout out to the subscribers below, and subscribe below if you haven't. If you want to get smarter by the second, if you want to get dumber by the minute, don't listen to these casual ass fans, because all we do is spit facts over here. If you're going to say some stupid shit about, oh, this and that, look, back it up with facts. Don't say no stupid shit. Oh, Golovkin won, or you was just a hater. How am I a hater? Y'all call me a Canelo hater. But I thought Canelo won. So which one is it? I'm the one who put y'all on Golovkin. Y'all just riding the bandwagon. But to each your own. Peace.